Iman, welcome to Podstrand Step 2026. Can you quickly introduce yourself, darling?
My name is Iman Pabani. I'm 16 years old and I'm the founder and CEO of a fashion resale app called Rebacked.
What made you create that app, darling?
Well, I found a gap in the market. I moved here last August from the UK, and the biggest problem that I was finding is that I couldn't resell my clothes, just normal clothes that aren't luxury, and just normal clothes that I wanted to make a little extra money and hopefully eliminate waste, and that was something I wanted to address. So I made an app to combat that.
Did you do anything like that back in the UK? Are there any apps that help you to resell your clothes?
Yes, so there is Vinted, Depop in the UK, but when I came here I found that there was nothing like that. There was nothing catered towards the UAE and there wasn't anything that was easy. So something to eliminate delays and allow people to connect, and that's what I really wanted to call.
So how do you make people connect through your app?
So a lot of it is around community, and that was something I really wanted to tap into, especially for people around 15 to mid-20s, and I really wanted to tap into that space. So a lot of this is to do with people's love of fashion, vintage, but also people's love of sustainability and helping. And if you can make a little extra money on the side by doing that, I'd say why not?
No, absolutely. And I think sustainability is one of the trends overall in fashion and even in the big and luxury brands. I think that's one of the values that is being sort of adopted. And I think reselling your clothes is A, sustainable, B, brings you some extra income. So how many subscribers do you have now?
So we have a growing waiting list before we launched that app. But we've had more and more interest, especially from people around my age and just above, because they're interested in not wasting their clothes. And because the UAE has such a big fashion market,
yes,
it's great because people do constantly want to buy, but also don't want to just waste all their clothes.
We constantly I think there's a huge market for reselling clothes here, of course, because of the amount of sales that are happening all through the year. I want to talk to you about the fashion trends because you mentioned that your app is primarily for Gen Z. I've noticed that a lot of Gen Z are really quite casual in how they wear. Am I right or wrong?
I mean, it depends on the demographic. I think it's changing now. Specifically, I think everything changes with the trends and with social media. And because social media is the biggest driver of Gen Z's interest, I think it does evolve. For example, a while ago, there was a big trend on vintage clothing. And vintage clothing wasn't even that old, but it was more just the different aesthetic. And that's exactly what my app taps into. It actually has curated tabs towards streetwear and vintage clothing and all different types of things, so Gen Z can get a feel for different types of clothing and different types of vibes and aesthetics that they'd like to opt into.
What are you a fan of? Like, what are your personal preferences? Are you sort of a fashion person or more of a business and creating a proper platform for the fashion? So where are you more?
Right now, I think I'm more in the business-oriented space, especially being here at the conference. But I'm definitely a big fan of fashion. I'm also big on sustainability at the moment because that's such a big factor of what I'm doing and what I'm trying to build, and the community behind it. So I'd say I'm more leaning towards the business side, but hopefully I'd be able to opt a bit more into fashion once it fully launches.
Why do you think sustainability is important? What's your take on that?
It's important because the UAE is a very, very big retail market. It's growing by the minute, and that's, I think, something that can be detrimental to us and also beneficial. And sustainability is important because it allows people to allow this circular economy and allow the circular fashion, so to perpetuate trends, because they all eventually come round in a circle anyway, but also make sure to eliminate waste, which is a big detriment to the planet. And this is something that teenagers and people my age can really help, but I don't think they know how much they can actually help, and I hope this platform allows them to do that.
And how would you advise to take sustainability to people of your age? So how do you think they can help, if you be specific?
I think reselling clothes is definitely a great way of doing it, because putting things, just wasting them or just leaving them in your closet while you're buying more things is a big thing. And especially here, I've noticed that a lot with my school friends. Given I'm only 16, I'm still trying to learn kind of the trends of my time, but that's a big thing. And then also just reusing things. Like, it's all fashion trends go in a circle, and so eventually something that your mum used to wear will probably come back in trend very, very soon. And so reusing things and also reselling them so you can get more and feel good about it.
No, I absolutely agree with you, and I'm a big fan of actually, you know, going into different eras and understanding that this is a cycle, and you can even redo some of the clothes or restyle it, right? I mean, you don't have to wear it the same way as your sister or
Exactly.
used to wear it, right?
Yeah.
So you can do it in a different way. So how do you grow your community?
So we're currently aiming towards social media marketing, since I think that's the perfect way to get our market of Gen Z, since that's the way they respond. So we're looking towards Snapchat and Instagram, but also more pop-up events to really get the word out there that sustainability can be a fashionable thing.
I think the pop-ups are really interesting, right? So you can buy
Yes.
something on the spot.
Exactly.
Do you have who's your biggest supporter or like helper in what you're doing now?
Currently, I'd say it's my mom. She's kind of coming with me everywhere. I got her little caps to wear. And so, yeah, I'd say it's my mom.
And who's your biggest mentor, let's say, in the business, and then how you develop your idea?
Honestly, I've been learning as I go. I've been taking it from everywhere. I've been watching content creators that are business owners and launching startups. And also, here's a great place to network and to learn from other people. So I've learned so much from here too.
So what keeps you motivated and confident in in the growth of your idea? So do you have days when you feel like, oh, why did I start this?
I mean, it's a lot sometimes to balance with school, because I've got my school side and I've got my business side. But I'd say
And how do you do that though?
a lot of it is just working with my time. My school's very, very kind, and they're very, very supportive of my business.
Is it in Dubai?
It is. It's in Dubai.
Which
And
school is that, if I may ask?
I go to Dwight School Dubai. And they're very, very great with supporting me. And I will say that I'd say just balancing. I take business as a class, and that is something that I use quite a lot. But I stay motivated because this is something I want to do for a career. I want to be able to launch my own business. I don't want to work for anyone. And so if I don't want to work for anyone, I must work hard for this then.
It's interesting that you're already so confident that you want to be a founder, you want to be an entrepreneur, which is admiring anyway. By that, just the idea of being so confident about that. When did you first start having those thoughts and ideas that you want to have your own business, your own app? Was it trendy amongst your peers, or was it something that you saw? Who was your biggest inspiration?
I would say my biggest inspiration is my mom. Because
Is she a businesswoman?
she is a business, she does everything. And, she plays so many different roles for me. She's my mom, but then she helps me. She's been my mentor many times. And I would say that she is my biggest inspiration. And she actually owns a travel business too.
Yeah, okay.
And seeing her running that, she tried multiple different things, and her not giving up or knowing when to step down and when to help me has been my biggest inspiration. And honestly, I don't want to work for anyone, so my mum can retire and then I can buy her everything she wants.
How difficult or easy it was for you to pitch here at Step and to talk to the investors?
It's been hard because I'm younger and I'm also a girl, and I feel like a lot of investors, they don't necessarily go for women-owned brands, and that's something that I've seen that's very, very consistent. And so that's been really tough for me to kind of adapt, and also to not seem unprofessional. I'm younger, and so I think people sometimes think they can take a bit more of an advantage of you. But it's been difficult, but I've been trying to be confident and just stay smiling. I feel some of the investors that came to me yesterday said they came to me because I was smiling. So that's my way forward.
So what's your sort of goal for 2026?
My goal for 2026 is for Reback to launch, and that will be a really, really big thing for me. And then also to get as many users as we can, and to get a community and really build a big, big community around this reselling fashion motif.
And how do you want to achieve that?
I want to achieve that again by the pop-up events, by building a big social media presence, and I feel like that's all possible, especially through networking events like these.
That's I think a brilliant goal. So do you want my audience or the Invest the Step audience to learn from you, or do you want to ask them about something?
I would say always think about where your clothes are going to go and how much more of an impact you can have on the planet with very, very little effort. You really can have such a big impact on the planet, and this is the perfect way to do that. So yeah.
I think that's a great message. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's been great. Yeah.